Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I spent 5 years pulling weeds like an absolute sucker. Every weekend, there I was, bent over, yanking out the same dandelions, the same chickweed, the same crabgrass from the same spots. And then one day, I was hiking through this old-growth forest near my house, and I stopped dead in my tracks because I realized something so obvious I felt like an idiot. There were no weeds, like none. The forest floor was this gorgeous carpet of different plants all living together and not a single invasive weed in sight. And that's when it hit me. Forests don't weed, they don't mulch, they don't do anything we do in our gardens, and yet they've figured out how to completely suppress weeds using nothing but layers. So I went home and basically stole the entire system, adapted it for my perennial beds, and I have not weeded in 3 years. Not exaggerating, 3 years. And today I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-layer formula I use that mimics what forests do naturally. The secret is something called stratification, which is just a fancy way of saying that forests plant in layers at different heights. You've got your tall canopy trees up top, your medium understory shrubs and small trees in the middle, and your ground layer plants covering every inch of soil at the bottom. And here's the key part. Between all those layers, there are basically 0 gaps where light can hit bare soil. No light means no weed seeds germinating. It's light competition, pure and simple. Now, I'm not planting trees in my perennial beds, obviously, but the principle scales down perfectly. You take tall perennials for your top layer, medium perennials for your middle layer, and low-spreading ground cover perennials for your bottom layer. When you stack them correctly, you create this living mulch system where the canopy of one plant shades the roots of another, and everything interlocks so tightly that weed seeds literally cannot establish themselves. They might germinate, but they die within days because there's no light reaching them. Let me break down each layer for you because the heights and the types of plants you choose are super specific. Your top layer, I call this the canopy layer, should be between 4 and 6 feet tall at mature height. These are your structural plants, your drama plants, the ones that create that upper ceiling. I use things like tall ornamental grasses, like miscanthus or panicum cultivars. I also love Joe Pieweed, which gets massive and has these beautiful purple flower clusters. Ironweed is another great one if you're in a native plant situation. The point is, these plants need to be tall enough to create a legitimate overhead canopy, but not so tall that they're flopping all over everything or requiring staking. You're looking for sturdy, upright growth. And here's something critical about the canopy layer. You don't plant them densely. This is where people mess up. They think more plants equals better coverage, but if you crowd your tall plants, they compete with each other, they get weak and leggy, and the whole system falls apart. For these tall perennials, I space them about 2 to 3 feet apart. That feels sparse at first, trust me, I know. But you're going to fill all that space with your middle and bottom layers. Now your middle layer, this is your understory, should be between 18 inches and 3 feet tall at maturity. These plants are doing double duty. They're shading out the soil below them, and they're also filling in all the horizontal space between your tall canopy plants. This is where I use things like catmint, which spreads beautifully and has that gorgeous blue flower. Salvia is fantastic here. There are so many cultivars in that perfect height range. Russian sage works great, although I'll warn you, it can get a little aggressive. I also really love threadleaf coreopsis in this layer because it's got that fine texture that contrasts nicely with bolder foliage. The spacing on this middle layer is tighter, usually about 12 to 18 inches apart. You want them to touch and slightly overlap once they're mature. Think about walking through a forest and seeing how those understory shrubs create this middle zone where everything's kind of woven together. That's what you're replicating. And then your bottom layer, your ground layer, this is the absolute key to the whole system. These are low-spreading perennials under 12 inches tall and ideally under 6 inches for a lot of the season. These are your living mulch. They carpet every square inch of exposed soil between all those taller plants. I'm talking about things like creeping thyme, which is probably my #1 choice for sunny areas. Creeping phlox is gorgeous in spring. Ajuga is bulletproof for shadier spots and has nice purple foliage. Sedum, the low-spreading types, not the tall autumn joy types, those are fantastic for hot, dry areas. Golden creeping jenny works great if you've got decent moisture. You plant these ground layer plants densely, like 6 to 8 inches apart, and you plant them everywhere. Every gap, every space between the taller stuff, you're plugging it with ground cover. This is the layer that actually touches the soil and prevents any weed seed from getting a foothold. Now let me walk you through how I actually install this system, because the order matters. You cannot just throw everything in at once and hope it works out. First, you prepare your bed and get it completely weed-free to start. I know the irony, but you've got to start clean. I usually smother existing weeds with cardboard and mulch for a full season before I plant, or if I'm impatient, I'll do some manual weeding and really get every root out. The point is, you're creating a blank slate. Then you plant your canopy layer first. These go in at their wide spacing, and this is where you really have to trust the process, because your bed looks absolutely ridiculous at this point. It's like 6 tall plants in a 100 square foot bed with nothing else. Just hold the faith. Next, you plant your middle layer, filling in all the space between those tall plants. Now your bed is starting to look a little more populated, but there's still a ton of bare soil showing. This is where people panic and start adding way too many plants. Don't do that. Then and only then do you install your ground cover layer. These go in last, filling every remaining gap. And here's a pro tip. While those ground covers are getting established, which takes about a full season, you can use a thin layer of actual mulch on any remaining bare soil. I'm talking like an inch of shredded leaves or fine bark mulch, just enough to suppress weeds during that first year while your living mulch fills in. After that first season, though, you shouldn't need traditional mulch ever again. The magic really happens in year 2 and 3. By the second season, your ground covers have spread and created that solid mat, your middle layer plants have filled out and are touching each other. Your canopy layer is at full height, and suddenly you're looking at this incredibly lush, layered, three-dimensional garden that looks like it's been there for decades. More importantly, you're looking at a garden with literally no bare soil visible anywhere. And where there's no bare soil, there are no weeds. I want to emphasize something here. This system works because you're mimicking a mature ecosystem. Forests take decades to develop that tight stratification naturally. You're speed running that process by intentionally installing all 3 layers from the start, but it does require that first year of patience while everything establishes. The other beautiful thing about this method is it's incredibly low maintenance once it's established. You're not watering as much because those ground covers keep the soil cool and reduce evaporation. You're not fertilizing much because all those plant roots at different depths are accessing different soil zones and actually helping each other. Deep-rooted tall plants pull up nutrients that shallow-rooted ground covers benefit from. It's a whole symbiotic thing. Are there any weeds at all? I mean, yeah, occasionally a tree seedling will blow in and I'll pull it, or maybe a dandelion will pop up in some random spot once or twice a year. But we're talking about 5 minutes of weeding per year versus 5 hours per week. It's not even comparable. The Triple Mulch Layer Method completely changed how I garden. I went from feeling like I was constantly fighting my garden to feeling like I was working with a system that wanted to succeed. And all I did was copy what forests have been doing for millions of years.